Sarah and I'm a recruitment associate here at Plus One Personnel. Today I'd like to speak to you about my 5 top tips on how to prepare for a job interview. My first and most important tip is to do your research on the company and the hiring manager. I'd advise to start with the business's website. Pages such as About Us, Our History and Meet the Team are great for content, giving an insight into what the company does, their background and culture. Understanding the structure and roles in the business and where you'll fit in is beneficial and could help you build some rapport with your interviewer. In addition to the company website, there are other tools you could use such as LinkedIn, Glassdoor and social media platforms. Generally speaking, companies update their social outlets with recent news and upcoming events more frequently than the business website, and having this knowledge could be what sets you apart from the other candidates. My next tip is to make sure you understand the job role. You should have been provided with a job description from your recruitment partner or the hiring manager. Use this to understand the responsibilities and the expectations of the role. Once you're entirely comfortable with this, think of some examples of your experience which relate specifically to this role. If you're working alongside a recruiter, they should be able to provide you with valuable insight into the company and the role, which goes beyond what's written on the job description. It's their job to give you the best possible chance of success, so make sure you get as much information from them as you possibly can. My third tip is to prepare some questions. Try and avoid generic questions such as, is there progression, as the chances are all of the other candidates will be asking the same thing. Think of some specific questions which relate to the company and the job role itself. For example, what is the company's plan for growth and how might the intended position change as a result? This shows the hiring manager that you're adaptable and willing to support in the company's objectives. If you know about any upcoming projects or events following your research, this could be the perfect opportunity to introduce that to the conversation. Another example of a question you could ask is, how is performance measured for this position? The response to this question could be integral to you as a candidate, as well as sending a positive message to the hiring manager. It can help you understand whether the company is going to be the right cultural fit for you. For example, you might prefer to work really closely with your line manager and have open discussions relating to performance on a regular basis. But at this company, they might want you to work autonomously and only have 6 monthly performance reviews with your line manager. If this is the case, then you know this company probably isn't going to be the right fit for you. Tip number 4 is to plan your journey or prepare your equipment. If you're attending a face-to-face interview, it's important that you know exactly where you're going. If you can, it's good to do a practice run of the journey around the same time of day as your interview is due to take place. This will give you a good idea of how long the journey will take, taking into consideration things like traffic and where to park. First impressions are critical in an interview and punctuality is key. I'd advise arriving up to 15 minutes before your interview is due to start. This gives you an opportunity to familiarise yourself with the surroundings and let the interviewer know you've arrived. It's not uncommon for hiring managers to ask the receptionist or front desk staff what they thought of the candidate, so do everything you can in this short interaction to make a good impression. Try and avoid things like using your phone, chewing gum and having your hands in your pocket while you're waiting. If you're scheduled for a Zoom or Skype interview, make sure you've checked that all of the equipment is working before the interview is due to start. And finally, my 5th and final tip is to dress accordingly. Unless you're informed otherwise, always assume you should wear formal business wear. I'd advise taking a folder which includes a notepad with your questions noted down and a pen and also an up-to-date version of your CV. Not only does this look professional, it shows you've taken your time to prepare for the interview. So that's my 5 tips on how to prepare for an interview. I hope you found this video useful and please don't hesitate to contact me or anyone here at Plus One if you'd like any further advice. Thanks for listening.